Okay, opportunity fair at Guard Group.
All right, we live.
Greetings, and we are back.
We live, baby.
In 2024, we crossed over. I am Andre, and welcome to another edition of our Economic Development Show. We're going to get a better name in 2024. We promise you one that sounds a little more snazzier than that. So I'm Andre. What's going on? What's my people? You in the building?
Amara.
Jaleel, business education coordinator on the team. And
Hi, I'm Michelle.
Michelle.
Marketing
Hey.
expertise extraordinaire.
Hey, we do it all. We wear all the hats. So the question for everybody today is, are you smarter than a fifth grader? Was it? Now, are you smarter than an insect? Have you ever wondered when you see the other day I got a little convicted because I was washing my hands in the men's restroom here, and there was one of those little flies that fly, those little ones, the little tiny
gnats?
ones. Yeah, so a little one was was there in the sink, and I tried to hit it with the water, and it jumped up, and then it went back, and I tried to hit it with the water, and I said, I need to leave this thing alone because he or she has the will to live. So maybe I need to pause, and maybe God's giving me a sign that I don't need to be disrespecting him because I think I'm a higher life form at this moment. So, hey, at that moment, the insect was more smarter than me, and I had to give respect, and I had to say, you know what? You did not invade my space. You didn't bite me or something. So why am I trying to get rid of you? So hopefully I got some brownie points in Insect Kingdom. But when we talk about being more smarter than an insect, there's powerful things in the scriptures that allow for us to see how we take very natural things and we observe what we can learn from them. Principles are abounding all around us in creation. When we look at nature, when we look at the animal kingdom, when we look at how the constellations are set up, when we look at insects, there's so many lessons that we can glean from all these things that are created. So there's a scriptural passage that we're going to go to today, and our team is going to give their insight to what they see out of this passage. So we're going to go to Proverbs 6, chapter 6, verses 6 through 11. And so Jaleel or Mara or Michelle, who would like to read? She doesn't have her phone.
I'll go ahead and read it. All right.
Okay.
Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer and gathereth her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man. Blessed be the reading of the word. Proverbs 6 through 11.
I love it. What hits you? What hits you? What hits you? Go to the ant. You sluggard. One version says you lazy bone.
Lazy bones.
Lazy bone. Boy, that rung in the rain. In the room. That was scary. What hits my people?
Remain coachable. There's something to learn, even from an ant.
Ooh.
How they move, their strategy. They actually have some logic behind storing for a rainy day.
It's good.
I mean, one thing that I know about ants is that they find something and then they go and they grab all their peoples to come and take it down together.
That's real.
And they assemble a little line and they all follow each other. They go retrieve the thing until they've retrieved all of it and then turn around and take it back. And so, they go and they go after everything, not just, pieces of it. And then they take their peoples with them. So they're maximizing absolutely all they can out of this resource that they find.
Teamwork.
And then they keep looking for more. Like they don't stop.
Let's
Their
go.
day doesn't
Let's
end.
go.
And they know how to store it in a way where people can't get to it.
Ooh.
Because have you ever looked at like what the caves of ants look like?
Yeah.
Masterminds. They're masterminds. they set up methods.
Complete
They
tunnel
set up
systems and everything.
Yep.
It's actually kind of scary how intricate it is. It's like,
Like,
oh, wait a minute,
Truly.
what's going on? They actually did a freezing thing, which we don't have. Maybe we'll put the link up of a video that shows how they put something up in there so that it would freeze to show the whole thing, and they pulled out the colony, and it was so intricate. I mean, it looks kind of gross because
most of the time when you go to like
going in, but it was cool.
When you go to like the zoo and stuff, you can see
how they're
they'll have the glass things, and they'll let them build their whole And this is why Ant-Man might be the most powerful Marvel superhero in the movie.
Shout out to you, MCU.
Theory time. No, okay. Hey, real talk. I hope so far in our live you've been seeing yourself in the story of the ant, though, because it's real. I mean, the point that you brought out, Michelle, in how once an ant finds a resource, they go back, they take a piece of it, go back home, and then leave the whole colony, and now everybody's about to get it. You know, it's not one ant for themselves. Like, they survive in the masses, and they're diligent. And the part that sticks out to me, which I really love, is how the ant in the summer is gathering so that they'll be ready for the winter. And it's like we could make this application for shopping, right? All the winter gear is cheap in the summer. Mm-hmm. All the summer gear is cheap in the winter. Mm-hmm. You know, the grocery store is empty in the morning and late at night, right? So if you're moving counter to everyone else's rhythm, that's where usually the opportunity is. You know? Shout out to the
right. That went on a couple tangents. I like
it. Sorry, I'm trying to stay professional, but that was very poetic. It was. No, I love the fact that it says go to the ant. So this is Solomon writing this. Solomon actually was the wealthiest man in the world. And one of the ways that we know that he made his wealth, we'll talk about some of the things he did in business. But what's powerful is he wrote songs that numbered over 1,000. He wrote 3,000 Proverbs. And it's powerful because here he was a man of content, a content master, and his wisdom that the Lord gave him, the skill that he built over time, was that he observed things, and he took very common things that were around in everybody's life, and he gave wise applications of how it could be applied to their life and their situation. So today it looks like we're saying, oh, what about ants? Well, the scriptures say consider the ant because there's so many powerful lessons. One of the things to consider is that how ants do not allow themselves to get distracted. When an ant is focused, you can put obstacles in their way. When I was a kid, I would put things in to try to block them to see and they find a way around. They found under, they're going to the side. They're doing everything they can. They were like, would you leave me alone and get productive yourself and stop trying to block our productivity? We're doing our thing, and you keep trying to impede us and trying to see if you can get us to deviate from our process. So I think the power that's in an ant is when you talk about your own business, what are you doing to have the perseverance and the persistence to go through every obstacle, because you know that the value that you're going to provide and that you are providing to your customers is the problem that you're solving. It is meaningful. You have a why. People talk about, the Simon Sinek. Well, before Simon Sinek, God already said there's a purpose and a season for everything under the sun. Solomon again wrote that in Ecclesiastes 3. So if you don't understand the why, the original intent, the purpose as to why you built your business, the vision as to what you're going out for, then you're going to be discouraged, unlike the ant who's going to go forward and go beyond every barrier and every obstacle and every distraction that comes its way. I love their relentless work ethic. I love the fact that they have disciplined and regimented lives to really multiply their efforts. And I love how Michelle called out the teamwork. I love how each one of these staff have pointed out the intricacies of what we can learn from the ant. What are some other things that jump out to you from this passage? Because it says, which having no guide or overseer or ruler. So there's another principle. Self-directed. When your business, I want to get better this year. I'm going to 10x my business. Well, you haven't even 10x your mind yet. You haven't started with you and your own discipline. So we want to encourage you to think about, what does it mean to be self-directed, self-efficacy? What are you doing to drive to, I don't need to an overseer to get me to go out. And people found that it was way harder. They said, this is one of the things they say about entrepreneurship. They said that people will go quit a 40
Oh,
hour, say it, you know it.
Entrepreneurs will quit a 8-hour job for working for someone else to work 24 hours for themselves.
Yes. That they'll leave. Yeah, you leave a situation of being in a 40-hour work week, and now you're going to go work 70, 80 hours for yourself just so you don't have to. And I understand the temperament of people. With that being said, you don't want to just work harder. You want to work smarter. You want to set up systems. You want your business to run without you being there. You want to be able to set, and you might be enjoying it and you are doing it, but I'm saying it's going to make money because you've set it up to add value, and you put the right people in place, and you, as she said, collaborated. You went and got others. I love that she said they see a goal, which is the food they want or the object they want, and then they go work to go take it down together. That's powerful.
Yeah, that's huge.
What else is in the passage that people see?
Well, you talked about being self-directed. There's another scripture I was reading for a devotional yesterday morning, and I highlighted it. In Proverbs chapter 12, verse 27, it says, "A lazy person does not roast his prey, but the precious possession of a person is diligence."
That's good.
And there was that last part. The precious possession of a person is diligence. And I had to look that up, And
what is diligence?
Diligence. So diligence, if my internet would, refresh here.
Dill pickle?
Well, I mean, what are some of the things, as I'm pulling this up, though, what are some of the things that you think about when we talk about diligence? What does it mean to be diligent?
I think it's the ant.
Determined.
Won't stop, can't stop, persistent.
Perfect. So my little dictionary app says, constant and earnest effort to accomplish what is undertaken, persistent exertion of body or mind.
You know, one thing that comes up to me, just think about the ant, because in the passage we read, it talks about like the difference between summer and what's the other season?
Winter.
Mm-hmm.
So
the hard seasons.
So it collects it gathers her food in the harvest.
Provides her meat, in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest.
So I just feel like the ant also really understands the reason of when to be in action.
Ding, 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 ding.
And I think that's one thing that we sometimes often fail as humans. And I was thinking about this the other day, like just how at our feet everything is. Like it is just so easy to have access to our food in the grocery stores, to get in the drive-through and grab some food. Like things are just accessible. Like the amount of privilege that we live with, it is beyond me. Like it is not okay. Honestly, we shouldn't have all these things within reach like that, because it just, people that reach so much privilege just forget, like, how to value all of these things. But it just made me think of the ant, like, and diligence, right? Like, what did you say? Determination.
Mm-hmm.
But like, then it made me think, like, why are the ants so determined and why are some humans not? Like, what is the difference? Why do we lack sometimes that diligence? Why is it so hard to be diligent, And why do you sometimes lack motivation to be? Sometimes you can be really diligent, but then other times you lack that motivation.
It's true.
And
it's almost like your habits are off.
Like my habits are off?
People's? Yeah. Habits, yeah.
I'm not calling you. I see like
by the way, your habits.
You're the only one.
No, but it just, I don't know. Maybe that's just, it's perspective, right?
Yeah. That's a great, just the seasons. When you're talking about the seasons, we do not, I guess in our day and age, our culture, we are really detached from the natural seasons of things.
Yeah.
Like when you're saying that in the grocery store, we're eating. I get a
pineapple whenever I want.
Whenever you want.
Don't grow here.
These delicious blueberries.
You know
what I'm saying? In an environment where they don't grow. And so that's why I love when the Bible talks back to like the farmer and all that stuff, because when in the Bible you see the harvest, you see all these agricultural references.
Yes, even the Bible talks about it. That there is a season for like the fruit that you will the what's it called?
There's time for
Like what
everything.
you will yield.
Yes.
Like you don't yield all year long. Like that's what people
Yeah, and in
understand.
our
Like,
culture, it's like
people want to have
push,
a win
push.
every day.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't think that's how we
Trying
were
to reap a harvest
to
all
make
year
it.
without planting
The
seeds.
thing about it is ants, and this is really funny to reference ants, but ants understand their assignment.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
that's what it
Simple.
is.
So when
Just
you're
understand your assignment.
Simple.
So when we talk about this, it's interesting because the ants are thinking all winter, summer is coming, summer's coming, and all summer they're thinking winter's coming. So they're proactive and they're ahead. They have foresight. It's powerful in their design. Another thing to think about is that as we're in our economic situation for your businesses, inflation's through the roof, the cost of things are going up, the product supply chain, and all these different questions about what's going to happen in an election year, what's going on. Well, we know that the Bible gives principles from this ant. The ant is storing up reserves. Let's think back to Joseph. When Joseph interpreted the dream of Pharaoh, Pharaoh had this dream that there were 7 healthy cows, and then there were seven cows that were all sickly. And Joseph told him, he said, there's 7 years of prosperity and abundance, and then there's 7 years of famine. And then Joseph wisely said, my plan of action that I suggest is that you take 20% and you confiscate 20% from the people, and then you sell it back to them. Well, that's very shrewd, because you think about in your own business, have you set apart financial reserves? Have you set apart emotional reserves? Have you set apart relational reserves? What are you doing to prepare yourself for the harder seasons in those times? And if a farmer eats up all their seed, they have no profit, right? You can't eat your seed.
That's right. That's true.
So this is an encouragement when we talk about how to have abundance. We're looking at the ant and we're saying, I love that. She said they know their assignment. I love that she said diligence. He said diligence, talking about the gathering of teamwork. Who's your team that you're gathering around in your business? This is why we work in community through our incubator, our accelerator, our principles course, our marketing courses. We're inviting people to the table so that they can cross-pollinate, connect with others from different fields and industries, different verticals, and they can get different ideas and say, wait a minute, if that worked here, I wonder how it would work in my business. I could take that same thing and I could do that here. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute, let me share my list with you and you share your list with mine. And now we got exponential customers we can touch, right? Don't be selfish and siloed. Think about how you can be interdependent, just as the ants are in their community that build these powerful colonies. Ants, another thing, this is funny because I saw a thing about ants. Why do some ants enslave other ants? That's crazy. Some ants can enslave other ants.
The other ants don't understand their.
The other ants don't
understand their assignment.
They don't understand their role either. So it's crazy to think about the levels of and the layers of things. Is that it can go to?
Do you understand your assignment, or are you enslaved to another ant?
Are you enslaved to another ant?
That's a whole nother podcast.
Come on.
No.
But it's considering the ant, and it's so the laziness, the point that Solomon's pointing out. He's like, you lazy bone. He says, a little sleep, a little slumber. Are you sleeping right now? With all these opportunities around us, with all these resources and all these programs and all these people, you are in a pro-business environment by virtue of the fact that you are even allowed to have a business. Some people and nations are not allowed to do that. Well, if you're in a world, I don't know where you're watching from. We don't know we know where we target. We know the regions that we hit in regards to our organization. We don't know where you're watching from. If you happen to stumble upon this video, we want to encourage you. If you're in a pro-business environment and you have the opportunity, this is the time. Consider the ant. Don't be lazy. Be diligent. This is the time to restructure and to set up new habits, to set up new priorities and strengths. Anybody want to talk about the importance of habits?
Practice makes perfect. I mean, in the real world, in the ant world, many hands make for light work, right? So we need to align with those that are also in the habit of taking care of business before anything else. So if anything, start that habit this year. Be proactive and model yourself behind somebody else who's led by example.
Come on. There's a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'll read off to you some of the takeaways. We had an article that our team lead sent out. And here are some of the takeaways from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. All right, there's 9 of them.
Do like 3 of them.
3 of them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see which ones are we going to choose then. Okay, I'll just do the first 3 because they're actually really good. Takeaway number 1. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement.
Yes.
Takeaway number 2. Change habits with focus on who you want to become, not what you want to achieve. We talked about this last week.
Mm-hmm.
It's about who you're being, who you want to become, not just what you want to achieve. And then takeaway number 3, behavior change starts with awareness. So if we bring this back to ourselves, bring this back to the ant, that the ant is mission focused. They know their assignment. We live in a world of distraction. So then the question for you would be, what is your assignment on a weekly basis, on a daily basis? And can you break down your big goals into 90-day chunks? And can you break that 90-day chunk into what you need to accomplish on a weekly basis? I mean, keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? Their mission is prepare for winter. All summer, they are preparing for winter. So what we're going to do, we're going to send out a scout. All right, that scout's going to go, you're going to go to the picnic table. You're going to go to that cracking Miss Sharma's window. All right, bet. You go in here. Oh, hey, guess what? I just found some delicious bagels over here, y'all. Come this way. Let's get the bagels. All right, we're going to bring those back. All right, what are we doing today? All right, now we're going to check out Miss Sharma's crib. Oh, we got some real nice food over here. Everybody, come through. And then, all right, watch out. Miss Sharma's got the exterminator.
That's why I don't like ants. That's why I don't like ants. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
exterminator.
They're smart, but how can they get into everything and anything?
It's good.
They have a one
was at
mission
like
mindset.
A
That's good.
multi-million-dollar house, dog sitting there. I open the cabinet. There's ants. I'm like,
Everywhere.
how do you guys have a brand new home
Mm.
just built and there's ants here?
Yeah.
Come on. Ants will find a way.
That'll be my first question when I
On little
finally
to
buy
no
a house.
resources.
They
That's
come
good.
in.
Are
with
there
full-
ants here? Are there ants? Is there a problem with ants? Because I'm not dealing with them. Like you can't. That's one of the things you can't get rid of. You can't get rid of ants.
Yeah.
You can help. You can control them. You can have little baits here and there.
Mm.
But you will, if there are ants in your area, you will always deal with ants. It does not matter how you
Well,
build
that
that house.
speaks to their ability to adapt.
Come
To
on.
get around
Yeah.
anything, they
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
found anything.
Can you adapt?
That
You
might
would
be the-
adapt like an ant, though.
How adaptable are you?
No excuses. I mean, if you really think about that,
No,
though.
that really is true.
They can
though.
leave. They can pick up to 50% of their. 50x more than their body weight. So they're the.
No, they can't.
Ah. Mhm.
They get 50x more than their body.
Yeah.
Something-
body weight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't you
Ooh.
seen what they carry?
Mhm.
It's crazy. When you're a little kid, didn't you notice that they're carrying whole big, huge things on their back? They're picking
Yeah.
that little.
I
You
mean,
have
I
a
thought
slice.
they would like
you
take
have
a
a
little
slice of
bite of
apple.
like a. Oh, they'd carry
It's
a whole
real.
slice of an apple.
Literally,
I've never seen that.
they're
Never seen
doing,
that.
and they carry, and then when there are multiples of them,
I gotta see
they're
it now.
carrying other stuff
I
away.
gotta
That's
see
why
the
it's
visual.
that's why it's funny when Ant-Man, we talk about a comic movie, right? But it's pointing out of that if there's multiple ants, they can carry larger things. So you think about this about you being able to carry a larger load with others. If you can it's the power of leverage. And so it's powerful to think about leverage in terms of your business. What are the systems of leverage that you're setting up? Leverage is how wealth is created. Leverage is how generational wealth is created. Leverage is how assets are purchased and they are passed from generation to generation. That's what it's about. It's about leverage. So we're encouraging you to think in terms of, we don't want poverty and scarcity to come upon you like an armed robber telling you because we've been sleeping and we've been relaxing. You want to know what's happening? Forget what the World Economic Bank Foundation is talking about and all that in terms of, you can study that. You can study the stock market, but what's your economy doing?
Yeah.
These are the principles that affect your personal economy that is going to affect how you run your business and how you're doing good commerce or bad commerce, both internally in the mindsets that we have that hinder us. When she talked about not knowing your value, we joked about other ants enslaving other ants. They don't know, they don't see their value of how strong they are and how they don't need, right? So they've fallen in line. So we can consider the ant and we can learn these things from the ant kingdom of, well, wait a minute, these ants are just as powerful as these ants, but they're being enslaved by these ants. This is powerful. It's not that they chose to be a slave, but if you are in a mindset of allowing others to dictate what you can do and what you can't do. And you have that ability and that know-how and that wherewithal to take what we're saying today and apply it to your business, you will see exponential abundance and financial increase in your business based upon the direct correlation of how you prepare for the hard seasons, how you're diligent, how you are self-directed, how you are interdependent with other teammates, how you are determined, as people talked about, persevering, how you're focused, how you understand times and seasons, how you are able to synthesize what's around you. They're able to look at the environment and they know they likely know where the predators are at too. They'd be like, we can't go over here because they're going to be battling with us. We got to get this, we got to do that. And these super colonies are built because they understand times, they understand seasons, they understand prep, they understand setting apart reserves. This is what we can glean from the power of the life of an ant and what they do around us. Any other last thoughts from our team as we're wrapping up?
As we're wrapping up, I just had this thought that if you do not have direction, then you will be directed.
That's good.
I think about the ant. If you do not have direction, you will be directed. You'll become a slave to someone else's system. You'll get caught into the TikTok time trap because someone else is out there producing and then you're consuming, and now you're the one that's stuck when their brand is building and they're monetizing, and then you're jealous of all these vacations they're taking because they chose to do the work or find the who to help them do it.
Vacation with your attention that you're paying
with
for
your attention span. So I would consider the ant, consider yourself, consider where you want to go, where you want to be, not at the end of this year. Where do you want to be at the end of this month?
Yes. Who are you becoming?
Who are you becoming? And then work backwards, reverse engineer where you want to be, and then choose a daily habit to get there one step at a time. That would be my last thought.
Others? Before we land the plane.
This was really packed. I loved it.
Yeah, no, I was
Good
kind
combo.
of reflecting on what we discussed in our session this week.
That's
As
good.
you want to be intentional. So you mentioned TikTok. Well, I was really taken back yesterday. I watched a video on YouTube, and a lot of times people are vlogging and things like that. So they're sharing with you their trip and all the things. But this particular individual was at his own piece of property and showing how much he invested in it, how much he cared about it, but also the people that helped him get there. He shared the contractor that he used. He shared the realtor that he
That's
used.
fresh.
And he made sure he mentioned, I'm not getting a kickback. If anything, I'm going to ask them to discount the service that they're providing for you if you choose to use them.
That's good.
However, you can rent my spot in the Dominican, for this amount. And so I was like, wow, now that's how you use digital marketing.
It's good.
Not check me out on the beach.
No.
Come rent my facility
That's good.
so you can hang out on the beach and relax and recharge.
That's
So
good.
pay attention to what's going on around you that's working for other people.
What announcements? I love it. Thank you. Announcements that we have. What's coming up? What are we working on, people?
Principles class. All right, this is Principles 2, second iteration. Super, super excited. Starting January 29th. It will be for 3 weeks on a Monday. All right, this is the class. This is for everyone. All right, if you have ambitions to get into business, sign up. All right, we're going to literally give you the business principles on how to execute. It's going to go a little bit farther than just a business plan. It's really going to be a fire hose of a lot of information. And then we have our Sharks at the Beach.
Further.
Starting February 29th. You want to talk about Sharks at the Beach?
Yeah, so Sharks at the Beach is our 12-week program where if you're really looking to grow capital for your business, to learn how to communicate your business idea and become clear on that, we're talking about understanding your assignment in your business, and really making progress and growing that business and getting it off the ground. And we all have the same hours in a day. We all have the same days in a month, months in a year, whatever it is. We want to help you reach that business goal, get that business open and going. We have another program in the fall that's actually going right now, but it's Thrive. We want to see you this fall go from Sharks at the Beach to thrive because
Let's
you've
go.
grown that much
Let's go.
in the like 5-6 months in
Mhm.
between it. Like
You can
that's
do it.
our goal.
You can
and
do
you
it
can
too.
totally do it.
Mhm.
We have wonderful business coaches we work with. Like Andre said, we work with people, our community that we pull in to work with you all in our programs. It's deep and everybody wants to help and get you out from being that slave.
Come on, that's deep. Let's go.
So don't wait. What are you waiting for? Get signed up
Mic
right
drop.
now. Go ahead and share this video out to others. Go ahead and watch the
Yes.
replay, comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the YouTube stuff that keeps things moving for us.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We love the
I did
update.
this.
That's the
That was
update.
all
Let's just, can we force it again? No,
saying.
that was nice.
That was weird.
I can't believe it just did that.
So shalom, shalom. Happy New Year, I guess. Hey, maybe that's what the fireworks were about.
Yeah,
But we will catch you when we catch you, and we are out.
we're out. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Explosion. No.
I think it must have been a timer thing.
That was
No.
cool. No, I think it's